What is going on, guys? I am SceptileMC or George, and today I'll be bringing you a Pokemon Showdown. Pokemon Showdown. I'm so used to saying that. I'm bringing you a Wi-Fi battle in the UU tier for Ben, or I think his name is Blackwing, 8-8, maybe something like that. I'm using the exact same Hail team I brought last time, because one, that's the only team I have genned, and two, I believe, I don't believe, this was a tournament, and you have to use the exact same team for the entirety of the tournament. So this was round 2 right here. Looking at his team, I really want to get up my rocks. I really want to not only have up my rocks, is I want to make sure I kill the Donphan off and make sure the Azelf isn't an offensive spread. It doesn't look like it's going to be offensive. I expect it to be more of a lead rock set with like explosion, knockoff, maybe reflect, who knows. But expecting that, I'm going to lead off with my Mega Swampert because I want to get up my rocks, and if I get up my rocks against that thing, then even if he goes into Donphan, I'm not afraid of the potential rapid spin from that. So he leads off with Azelf, and I lead off with my Mega Swampert, and this is where I make the mistake right here. Is I expected a lead set, not an offensive spread with Life Orb, and you guys are going to see that that is going to majorly fuck me over right here, as he goes for Energy Ball and clean KOs my Mega Swampert turn 1. So I am already down 5-6, and now on top of that mistake, I'm going to make another mistake right here, because I believed that Azelf was either base 110 or Frostlass outsped Azelf, and Azelf is base 115. So Frostlass just dies as well in one turn. So already turn 2, I'm down 4-6. Not looking too pretty for me. However, can't give up. Yeah, you always have to keep going in these battles. I go into Alakazam right here, and I am Sash. I should have done this in the first place. This was my better play to make, but I didn't do it, and now we'll see what happens. Now he decides to go into the Scrafty. I can't over predict with this thing because Azelf was too threatening, and I tried to keep my Sash intact. Now I go for the Focus Blast on this turn. I was supposed to have Dazzling Gleam on this thing, but I didn't have the TM, so I just went with Focus Blast. And you should never settle for a move. If you have a move on the Pokemon, make sure it's that move, because it would have helped me out here a lot instead of me having to hit 2 Focus Blasts. Now he brings me down to my Sash with Knockoff, and I go for a Focus Blast, and I actually hit the second one as well, so it didn't really matter in the long run, but it's just would have been a lot easier. Now by turn 4, turn 5, I'm down 2 Pokemon. One of my Pokemon's on 1 HP, and he has 5, so it's not looking too good for me. I decide to save my Alakazam here. I know he's going to U-turn out, so I'm going to go into Tentacruel, as I believe this is going to force him out into Azelf right here, and then he can go for a Psyshock or a Psychic to just almost KO me, to be honest, because even if he goes for Psyshock, I am physically defensive, but it's still going to come close to KOing me, especially after the U-turn damage. So this Azelf is now just putting a huge hurting on my team, which it should not have done if I wasn't stupid, like I am stupid. But just don't expect something when Azelf can do everything. Azelf can do everything perfectly, so you have to be careful of that. Now here I decide to sack off my Alakazam, and down to 3 Pokemon now, so it's 3-5. It's not looking too good for me. But he did go for Psychic, so what this means is that now, actually it doesn't mean anything, but what I decide to do is go into my Kyurem right here, and I know that if he wants to make a switch, it will be to take either the Ice Beam or a Draco Meteor, and I'm assuming he's going to want to go into his Suicune here, so I go for a Draco Meteor. I just drop a Choice Specs Modest Draco Meteor. You guys will see that Kyurem doesn't have a switch in. Kyurem does not have a reliable switch in, especially if I have up the hazards like I wanted to get up, which I didn't get up. I lost my Rocker, my Spin Blocker, and my Spiker by turn 2. And Draco Meteor does like 75% to that Suicune, maybe even more. And even after leftovers, he's not going to be able to take another Draco Meteor. So what I decide right here is that I'm going to drop another Draco. Now Beedrill comes out, and I'm thinking, yes, maybe I can actually take this thing out. But it turns out Beedrill's special defense is not something you can laugh at. It's not great, but it takes a -2 Draco Meteor, which is really unfortunate, but it happens. And here I expect him to go for the Protect because I outspeed if he doesn't if I don't go for protect. So I go into my Abomasnow right here as I get up to Hail. It was kind of a risky play because if he had U-turned out right here, I could have been in a bad spot, but that's not what happens. As he decides to Mega Evolve, he actually ends up going for the knockoff right here just to get off damage and to knock off the potential choice specs. And that's going to knock off my Icy Rock, which isn't a big deal. I already have up the Hail, so, and I already have to close out this game very quickly, and so yeah. Here, I almost predicted him to switch and save the Beedrill because now outspeeds my entire team, but instead I just go for Ice Shard to play it safe, and actually works out for me because he decides to sack off the Beedrill right there. Now he's going to go into Azelf, which means I don't want to take a Flamethrower. I decide to switch out into Tentacruel just in order to better take it. The Flamethrower. All in all, I don't know if this was my best play, actually, because this is actually going to bring my Tentacruel down to a point where I don't think I can take an Earthquake off of Darmanitan anymore. I was trying to rack up the Life Orb as well as the Hail damage on this thing, and I do. But it turns out, on this turn, as he goes for a Psychic, I switch out to Abomasnow here, expecting to take it. He goes for a Psychic, and from the range I'm at, I'm like, I can definitely take any hit. I have max HP, I'm pretty bulky. Goes for Psychic, and he actually clean KOs me. So, I should have stayed in with Abomasnow the first turn. I should have gone for Ice Shard, and then I should have just gone into Kyurem, like what I do right now. I go into Kyurem, and I'm just like, okay, we don't have much of a choice anymore. We really have to click one move and just hope it works. And that move is Blizzard. So I'm just gonna go for a Blizzard. He's gonna decide to go into the Suicune right now, kind of as a death fodder, I'm assuming. He knows that it can't really do anything against the rest of my team, which is Tentacruel and Kyurem. 2 Pokemon left. 2 Pokemon against his 4. Go for Blizzard, and Kyurem is just going to actually take out the Suicune from that range, which is actually pretty good. I honestly didn't expect it to, but the Hail is still up, and we still have more Blizzards. Now, he's going to go into Donphan right here, and all I could think to myself is, I just need to freeze. I just need to freeze right here. If I freeze, I might have a chance to win. Bring him down to a Sturdy, and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I get the freeze. And then he thaws out. So, that would have been great, but actually this Earthquake matters way more than you guys might think. And what he's going to do now is now he has Azelf and the Darmanitan left. He's just going to go into Darmanitan, and this was a 50-50 for me because I was thinking he can either U-turn out, predicting my Tentacruel to come out, and then go into Azelf, or he can go for a Flare Blitz right here. He decides to U-turn out as I decide, you know what, I'm going to make the ballsy plan, stay in, as in fact, that was his plan initially. We talked about it after. He knew what he had to do to win. Fun fact, I don't win this game, guys. I don't. Going down 4-6 early on was a huge deficit that I wasn't able to come back from, which is unfortunate, but it's something that just happens. You make mistakes and it happens, but it's shit. But he goes for an Earthquake, and I was hoping, can I possibly survive an Earthquake? No, I can't. And then on the next turn, I go into my Tentacruel. Now, if I didn't take the Flamethrower damage, I could have potentially taken this Earthquake, but fun fact is I don't survive this thing, and he ends up just straight taking out my Tentacruel. So the only way I could have won there is if I got a crit on the Scald anyway, but it just kind of sucks that that's just what happens. So anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the battle. So basically, don't underestimate Azelf. Don't expect it to just be a lead rock set, and don't think your Froslass outspeeds when it doesn't, because that will majorly fuck you over and cost you the game in the long run. So guys, if you enjoyed, please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. It helps me out, helps the channel out, and yeah guys, peace out.